In 10 years, your job, your money, and maybe even your death could become completely obsolete. This is no longer science fiction. It's a serious possibility that researchers, technologists, and futurists are actively preparing for. And the question is your brain ready for what's coming? Before we start preparing for an uncertain future, let's address a question that's been haunting philosophers and technologists alike. Are we currently living in a simulated reality? The simulation hypothesis, popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom in 2003, suggests that if advanced civilizations can run detailed simulations of their ancestors, then statistically we'd be more likely to be simulated beings than real ones. While fascinating as a thought experiment, there's currently no compelling evidence that we're living in a simulated reality. Our physical world consistently behaves according to discoverable laws, responds to experimentation, and shows no obvious computational shortcuts you might expect in a simulation. The quantum mechanical properties we observe, while strange, likely reflect the fundamental nature of reality itself, rather than digital processing limitations. The simulation hypothesis faces the problem of unfalsifiability. If a simulation were sophisticated enough, there might be no way to detect it from within. This makes it more of a philosophical puzzle than a testable scientific theory. Whether we're in base reality or an elaborate simulation, our experiences, relationships, and the consequences of our actions remain meaningful to us. Then there's a question that leads us to something far more pressing and practical: the technological singularity. How do we better understand the singularity, the avalanche of intelligence? Think of a snowball rolling down a hill. Initially, it moves slowly and grows gradually as it collects snow. But as it gets bigger, it starts moving faster. And the faster it moves, the more snow it collects, making it even bigger and faster. Eventually, it's racing down the mountain, growing exponentially until it becomes an unstoppable avalanche that transforms the entire landscape. The technological singularity follows the same pattern, except instead of snow, we're talking about artificial intelligence and technological progress. Currently, we're creating AI systems that help us solve problems and make discoveries. But imagine if those AI systems become smart enough to improve themselves, creating even better AI systems, which then create even better ones, and so on. Just like the snowball accelerating down the hill, this process would start slowly but then explode into rapid runaway progress. The AI systems would become so advanced so quickly that they could solve problems we can't even imagine today, potentially leading to simultaneous breakthroughs in medicine, physics, energy, and every other field. The singularity refers to the idea that this acceleration would happen so fast and create changes so profound that we can't predict what life would be like afterward. Just as you can't predict exactly where every piece of snow will land after an avalanche reshapes a mountainside. It marks a point where technological progress becomes so rapid and transformative that human civilization would be fundamentally and permanently changed. A concrete example of how dramatically things could change: your computer needs to run an update every other month or week. Now, think of it getting to the point where it's updating every 5 minutes. AI systems will become so advanced that they design and oversee the construction of molecular scale manufacturing devices, essentially building incredibly precise 3D printers that can generate anything atom by atom. Within months, these systems could potentially solve aging by designing cellular repair mechanisms, create unlimited clean energy through perfect solar collectors or fusion reactors, and manufacture any material goods at near zero cost. In such a scenario, the entire economic system could collapse and rebuild within years. Money, jobs, scarcity, even death from aging, all the fundamental constraints that shape human life today, might become obsolete almost overnight. This isn't just theoretical speculation. Leading AI researchers suggest this transformation could happen within decades, making preparation not just wise but essential. This is where your brain holds a key. Neuroplasticity becomes your secret weapon. Your brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life is essentially your biological preparation system for handling radical change. The more you exercise this capacity now, the better equipped you'll be to navigate whatever comes next. Traditional preparation advice focuses on stockpiling resources or learning specific technical skills, but these will become irrelevant overnight. Instead, the most valuable preparation involves rewiring your brain for maximum adaptability, learning efficiency, and resilience. Your brain's plasticity doesn't just help you learn new information, it fundamentally changes how you process reality, solve problems, and adapt to new environments. By intentionally training these neural pathways now, you're essentially future-proofing your mind. 10 steps to prepare for the singularity using neuroplasticity. Build your learning machine. Start learning something completely new every month. Choose topics that challenge different areas of your brain. Learn a musical instrument 1 month, study a foreign language the next, then tackle coding or art. This cross-training approach strengthens your brain's ability to form new neural pathways rapidly. When the world changes overnight, people with highly plastic, adaptable brains will thrive, while others struggle to keep up. Strengthen your human network. AI might replace jobs, but it can't replace genuine human relationships. However, approach relationship building with a neuroplasticity mindset. Engage with people from different backgrounds, cultures, and ways of thinking. Each meaningful interaction creates new neural pathways and expands your capacity for empathy and social intelligence. When systems collapse, people with strong, diverse social bonds don't just survive, they become the foundation for rebuilding. Develop meta skills. Don't just learn coding or finance. Rather, learn how to think critically and solve problems you've never encountered before. Practice metacognition by regularly reflecting on how you think and learn. In other words, learn how to learn. Try the Feynman technique. Explain complex concepts in simple terms to identify gaps in your understanding. These thinking skills create robust neural frameworks that transfer across any future reality. Maximize your physical health for cognitive performance. Your brain's plasticity is intimately connected to your physical health. Regular aerobic exercise increases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which promotes the growth of new neurons and synapses. Establish exercise routines. Optimize nutrition for brain health and prioritize sleep. All of these directly enhance your brain's ability to adapt and change. If longevity breakthroughs emerge from the singularity, you want a brain that's primed to take advantage. Cultivate mental flexibility through deliberate practice. Practice meditation, mindfulness, or other techniques that enhance cognitive flexibility. Study emerging technologies to build pattern recognition. You don't need to become an expert, but understanding the basics of AI, biotechnology, and automation trains your brain to recognize patterns and anticipate changes. This isn't just about information, it's about developing the neural frameworks necessary to navigate technological complexity. You can't adapt to a world you don't understand. Develop creative problem solving through constraint training. Machines excel at following rules, but humans excel at creative rule breaking. Practice solving problems with artificial constraints. Write a story in exactly 55 words. Design something useful using only materials in your kitchen, or find 5 different solutions to the same problem. These exercises strengthen the neural pathways responsible for innovative thinking and creative problem solving. Create value for other humans to strengthen social intelligence. Focus on developing skills and activities that directly improve human lives in meaningful personal ways. This trains the social and emotional intelligence circuits in your brain, capabilities that remain uniquely human even as technology advances. Practice reading emotions, building trust, and creating genuine connections. These neural pathways become increasingly valuable as automation handles more routine tasks. Stay spiritually grounded while maintaining mental flexibility. Develop a sense of purpose and meaning that doesn't depend on external circumstances like job titles or bank accounts. However, approach spirituality with the same neuroplasticity mindset. Stay open to evolving your understanding rather than becoming rigidly attached to specific beliefs. When everything external changes, internal stability becomes priceless, but that stability must be flexible enough to grow with new realities. Here's what many preparation guides won't tell you. There's a crucial risk in how people approach spiritual grounding. The danger lies in spiritual rigidity disguised as preparation. Some people use spiritual beliefs as a way to avoid engaging with reality rather than finding meaning within it. If you become so attached to particular worldviews or beliefs that you can't adapt when the world fundamentally changes, your spiritual preparation becomes a neural prison rather than a foundation for growth. For example, if your entire sense of purpose is tied to traditional concepts like hard work builds character or suffering gives life meaning, and technology suddenly eliminates most suffering and work, you might find yourself psychologically lost rather than spiritually grounded. The neuroplasticity approach to spirituality focuses on core values like compassion, growth, and connection, while maintaining flexibility about how these values express themselves. This creates resilient neural pathways that can adapt to new circumstances while maintaining their essential function. Start embracing uncertainty. The most powerful preparation strategy isn't trying to predict specific changes. It's training your brain to thrive in uncertainty itself. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, learn something that initially confuses you, or adapt to unexpected circumstances, you're strengthening the neural pathways that will serve you in any future scenario. The singularity, whether it arrives in 2030 or after that, represents the ultimate uncertainty. But uncertainty has always been the natural state of human existence. What's changing is the pace and scale of change. By leveraging neuroplasticity to build a brain that's optimized for learning, adapting, and growing, you're not just preparing for a specific future, you're developing the capacity to thrive in any future. We're living through a unique moment in human history. For the first time, we understand both the incredible plasticity of our brains and the potential for technology to reshape reality itself. This convergence gives us an unprecedented opportunity. We can intentionally rewire our brains to be ready for whatever comes next. The question isn't whether dramatic change is coming, it's whether your brain will be ready to surf the wave of transformation or get swept away by it. The choice and the neural pathways that will determine your future are forming right now with every decision you make about how to spend your time and attention. The singularity is approaching, but your brain's ability to adapt, learn, and grow remains your most powerful tool for not just surviving, but thriving in the age of exponential change that lies ahead. Start rewiring today. your future self and your future brain will thank you.